cheap deli tequila drink.
Yeah, it's amazing. God bless.
See if this is working. I'm looking on my phone.
Uh-oh.
If you're watching and can see this,
message us.
Say something. Leave a comment. Because I also learned a new thing where I can show a comment.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah. As soon as that happens, so whoever makes the first comment. Oh, Carly Franz, watch this. What up, Carly? A pleasure. I enjoy your family.
Hey, that is a cute family.
Look at that. Look at those people. They're adorable. They're in order of adorable. It's center, inside, outside. You get it. Great. That's the thing we can do now.
Okay.
Look at that.
Yeah. Say stupid things so we can make fun of it.
Technology. And it only works when it works. But yeah. So another week in. We're 4 weeks. This is episode 4.
Oh my God.
We're 4 weeks into the quarantine. And it looks like we just got renewed for 4 more episodes.
Oh my God. Wow. More episodes than the Jams.
That's true. And we're getting paid just about the same. So,
yeah.
So that's okay.
I get to talk more lines.
That's true. Way more lines. Look at that. We did get haircuts.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about our haircuts before we talk about our books.
Yeah.
Tell me about your haircutting experience.
My lovely wife fucked mine up really bad. And so I had to shave. I had to shave it. She's right here, so I can say that.
Hi. I think it looks great.
Yeah. What about your experience? You seem to look sharper than I do.
Yeah. So this is like the least good haircut I've had, but still resembles a haircut. This was 3 days. This was 3 days of a haircut. So because you have time, right? You don't need to do it right all at once.
Oh.
So we like shaved the sides, and I was like, "That's good. That's good enough." And then I walked around for a day or two, and the top kept like flopping over, and it looked like I was wearing like a Hitler wig. I was like, not good. And then Paige was like, "You just got to shave the rest of it." I was like, "Hold on, let's see." So then I like took some scissors and started just kind of doing scissory stuff.
You did the top.
What's that?
You did the top.
I did the top the second time. So Paige kind of tried the top and then was like, "I don't want to mess this up." And I was like, "Okay." And then I think we're due for one more round of like maybe just a little bit of cleanup, but essentially this is great.
Yeah, you don't need to go to a barber shop again.
No. Why spend $30 to have a haircut in 30 minutes when I could do it at home over the course of a week?
Yeah, why not?
And have a mediocre result. You know.
What are we doing today? Bedtime?
What's that now?
Are we going to bed?
Yeah, so this is our theme week based on nothing. We need to come up with the theme. So this week's theme is books specifically for bedtime. Some real stinkers in the category. But I'd mentioned that most of the bedtime books I actually really enjoy.
You do?
I do. I had a hard time finding one I didn't like.
You know what we ended up doing most of the time was like reading books that mentioned going to bed.
Okay.
So Olivia, which we're not doing this week, but I might do again for another week, is one of our bedtime books because she goes to bed at the end of the book. But throughout the book, it's actually not about bedtime at all. It's just her going about her day.
So it's like a trick. It's like a trick one.
It's kind of a trick one.
Olivia goes to the park. That's fun. But then at the end,
gotta go to bed.
She's in bed just like you.
Just like you.
Yeah, I don't know. So I'll start with my book bad with a ... Also, this is the week where I found out how I could do new things. So this is the Going to Bed book by Sandra Boynton, and I'm putting it in a special new category that I just created called Book Bad, Dumb category. And I feel like it's important.
Okay. Yeah, to make that distinction.
Yes. Like last week I went hard after The Giving Tree.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry. I had a week to think about it.
You still not convinced?
Still not convinced, and I'll actually come back to that later in the episode.
All right, fine.
I've thought of it. But this one isn't. This isn't bad. It's just dumb. And Boynton is like, she's got chops. She's got quite a few books. Girlfriend can write. She was asleep at the wheel on this one.
You know, if you're prolific, I mean, some of them are going to be duds. I mean, even
kind of where I'm at.
You know,
right? Yeah. Like the Rolling Stones have a lot of great songs.
Yeah.
And then there's like 15 years where it's like, what are we doing? Just
I mean, all the Beatles songs, they're not all hits.
They're not all great. And I love the Beatles.
You know, Beatles 1 was like 20 songs, right?
Yeah.
They made like 100 songs.
Brian Mukey, he loves Olivia.
It's solid book.
So he's right. So you're not the only one.
Cute Piggy.
So I'm gonna read this one. It's bad, but just dumb. Like I'm not worried about scarring her. I just think it's like it could be better, right? And knowing what she can do, knowing what Sandra B is capable of, I was like, all right, girl, whatever. So this is the going to bed book. The sun has set not long ago. We have a lot of animals on an ark, but it's not religious. Now,
what?
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 The first page makes it look like it's like a children's Bible.
I see. They just so happen to be on a boat.
This happens to be a story about 2 of every animal on an ark, but it's just about them going to bed.
Okay, sure.
I don't know if there's 2. I only see 1 of every animal. So this is a singles cruise for Noah's Ark.
Okay.
The sun has set not long ago. Now everybody goes below to take a bath in one big tub.
What?
Yeah. With soap all over, scrub, scrub, scrub. Yeah. They hang their towels on the wall and find pajamas, big and small. That's some comedy.
Oh, that bunny getting into some big ass pajamas.
They don't fit. You dum-dum. With some on top and some beneath, they brush and brush and brush their teeth. I mean, nobody says you have to do it at the same time, but they're choosing to. This is the part that I read this. I read this to my daughter in front of my niece, Allie, who she called this out and was like, "What?" And she was 11 at the time. Here we go. And when the moon is on the rise, they all go up to exercise.
Wait, this doesn't make any sense.
Which is part of the night routine.
But you've already gotten washed up.
Yeah, oh, correct. So we all went down in one big tub as a group. This book is gross. There's no kind of. This book so far has very questionable. They all took one communal bath. They all brushed their teeth at the same time. So they're nice and clean. They put on their clean jams, and then they just go upstairs and do a bunch of 1980s aerobics.
They got to sweat it up. They got to make it. They got to make the mess.
Right. And to be fair, some of this isn't exercising. This is just like, I don't know what, like, okay, so weights and jump ropes, that's cool.
Yeah.
But like,
the bunny looks like he's dancing with the.
Yeah, he's dancing. This guy's just stretching.
I mean, the cat in the back looks like he's about to jump ship.
It's it. He's off. He's out. So yeah, I don't know. And down once more, but not so fast. They're on their way to bed at last. So here, exhibiting caution. Go down the stairs slowly, I guess, is we needed to rhyme something.
That's wise.
I guess. The day is done. They say goodnight. And somebody turns off the light.
That's ominous.
The moon is high. The sea is deep. They rock and rock and rock to sleep. And that's it. It's just dumb.
Not similar at all to any child's bedtime routine.
No, right. That's the thing. It's not even like these are the steps of going to bed. There's no like animal identification. It's not like this is the blue rhino. You know what I mean? It's like some stupid books you can argue have like educational merit where it's like the bunny was soft and which one's the bunny? This is just like, no, dude. It's like a joke with no punchline. A hippo, a rabbit, and a dog get on a boat and get ready for bed.
Most children do not live on a boat either.
Also correct.
Does not rock them to sleep.
No, we learned about going down into the inside of a boat.
You gotta do it carefully because it's rocking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really, honestly, who turned every nighttime book? I feel like this is just a way to save money. Every single nighttime book has at least one page that's just blank.
Yeah, right.
Just give me the Microsoft Paint bucket blue, and be like, oh, the light's off. Save money on one less animation there.
Carly and Bill are expressing solidarity with the exercising.
That's legit. I respect that, Bill.
You know, we let Winnie run around a little bit, but that's not really exercise. That's just sort of.
No matter what we do, we this is literally the debate in our house currently. Like, no matter what the preparation for landing is, I feel like as soon as we get to the crib, she just like does a bump of Coke and it's like let's hang out. And I'm like, we sit down quietly, we read books, we have a candle lit. We're like, let's just
Candle?
hour, not really, but like, let's just take an hour and like be calm. And now it's time for bed. And then she's like, run. I don't know why.
The new bump of Coke for us is she'll pass the same book back and forth between me and my wife. So like she'll go, Mama, and hand it.
Now you read it.
Now you read it. It's like, okay,
Smart.
last time.
That's real smart. So yeah, so that was my book. Bad.
Good for a dumb category.
Yeah, bad but harmless. But yeah. Why am I wasting my time on this?
This is my book, Good, and I'm going to introduce Llama Llama Red Pajama. Now, some of you probably know Ann Dudney because she's also a pretty prolific author. She's very heavy on the llama books.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of Llama Llama Easter, Llama Llama Thanksgiving. We got all of those. So I think this is the original.
That's the original for sure. And some of those spin-offs vary wildly in page count and quality.
Yeah, some of them are 4 pages long.
Yeah,
like 20 pages long.
Like Llama Llama, Patrick's Day, Llama Llama, Irish, hey. Yeah, like what?
Yeah, you know, she needed to make her money too, you know. So this is okay. Llama Llama Red Pajama, book good. Let's see it. Llama Llama Red Pajama. This is a well-loved book, as you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Llama Llama Red Pajama reads a story with his mama. Mama kisses baby's hair. Mama Llama goes downstairs. Llama Llama Red Pajama feels alone without his mama.
Uh-oh.
Baby Llama wants a drink. Mama's at the kitchen sink. Llama Llama Red Pajama calls down to his llama mama. Mama says she'll be up soon. Baby Llama hums a tune. Llama Llama Red Pajama waiting for his mama. Mama isn't coming yet. Baby Llama starts to fret. Llama Llama Red Pajama whimpers softly for his mama. Mama Llama hears the phone. Baby Llama starts to moan. Llama Llama Red Pajama listens quiet for his mama. What is Mama Llama doing? Baby Llama starts boo-hooing. Llama Llama Red Pajama hollers loudly for his mama. Baby Llama stomps and pouts. Baby Llama jumps and shouts. Llama Llama Red Pajama in the dark without his mama, eyes wide open, covers drawn. What if Mama Llama's gone?
Blank page, entire blank page of darkness as you were.
Again, too. Llama Red Pajama weeping, wailing for his mama. Will his mama ever come? Mama Llama, run, run, run. And there she comes.
Mm-hmm.
She sees what's happening, and absolutely nothing is happening. Baby Llama, what a tizzy. Sometimes Mama's very busy. Please stop all this llama drama and be patient for your mama. Little llama, don't you know? Mama llama loves you so. Mama llama's always near, even if she's not right here. Mama llama, red pajama, gets 2 kisses from his mama. Snuggles pillow soft and deep. Baby llama goes to sleep.
It's great.
Perfect. And here are the reasons why I love this book.
Yeah, give it to me.
The rhyme scheme is very similar to a very famous poem Edgar Allan Poe wrote
Oh.
called Nevermore or Eleanor or the Raven. Yeah, it's the Raven, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, like if you like that repeating structure is very similar, and I think that's why kids like it so much. Is because it's mounting in horror, and the actual horror of this is like so familiar to children because like when you get put to bed, no idea where your parents are.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like
I've read this book. We love this book. I've never taken that angle on it, and that's genius. That it is essentially a horror story or a horror poem for kids.
Winter, when we would read this to Winnie, she would find it so fascinating every time that he would get to the point where she was screaming or Llama Llama was screaming, because it was like because like we were like sleep training a little bit and stuff like that, and like I think she was like empathizing with this character, understanding that like this is this is a similar problem that I have. I get worried that my parents are absolutely gone the second they shut the door.
Yes, because they are. No object permanence.
No object permanence.
Right.
And I don't know. That's why I sort of love it. I love it, the rhyme scheme, and I love that like at the end it's like I don't know, like it's like a reminder to like the growing baby brain, like we are still here. There's no way I'm gonna leave you. Yeah. Don't worry about it. I don't know.
Even when we're busy, we got shit to do. But
yeah, just be patient. We'll come. We're gonna
be cool. I'm washing your plate of chicken nuggets, and then I'm gonna come upstairs. But let me finish this.
Let me clean up the mess that you left.
Right. For the love of God, let me finish a thing before I come into your room again.
Yeah.
There's a Christmas one that we love too. It's like Llama Llama holiday drama, I think.
Oh, we don't have that one.
Yeah, and it's basically about a kid just like being bored out of his mind, going shopping with mom.
Yeah.
Like can't wait till Christmas. And that's a good one. That one's like, 40 pages, same like amount of rhyme scheme. You don't feel gypped on that one. That's one to own, not a library book. That's a buy that one.
And Disney's really good about like tapping into like the baby brain, like what is it, like your kid like really wants.
Unfortunately, when you bring the room down.
Thanks, Anna.
And Bill says the video of Ludacris reading this book is pretty great too. I didn't know that existed, but I want to find out.
Yeah, maybe we'll post a link to it later on.
Yeah, we'll just add the comments. We're expanding. We got buttons now.
Yeah, you're learning how to work this. We're all learning. I have a little martini glass. I'm a fancy man.
Yeah, look, guys. By week 9, we're gonna have this wrapped up and sold. It'll be a TikTok show or a Quibi.
Is that a thing?
I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. Nothing matters. No one's making money. Time for my book good. This is one of my favorite book goods. It is lately in the rotation for bedtime. This is I Love You, Stinky Face.
Oh, God.
Have you read this?
No.
It's great.
It's already funny to me.
It's my book good. And I'm running the controls here. It's great, and I'll tell you why. And it will be a devotees of the show who were with us last week when I went to town on the Giving Tree. We'll get there. Okay. So, I love you, Stinky Face. Mama said, "I love you, my wonderful child, but I had a question. Mama, what if I was a big scary ape? Would you still love me then? If you were a big scary ape, I would make your birthday cake out of bananas, and I would tell you, I love you, my big scary ape. Look at that. Look at that kid.
Mm-hmm.
But mama, what if I was a super smelly skunk and I smelled so bad that my name was Stinky Face? She laughs at that part. That I'd plunk you in a bubble bath, but if you still smelled stinky, I wouldn't mind. I'd whisper in your ear, I love you, Stinky Face.
Oh.
Right? This is a book good. But mama, what if I were an alligator with big sharp teeth? Then I'd buy you a bigger toothbrush. And if your throat hurt, I'd look inside your huge mouth. I'd tell you, I love you, my dangerous alligator. See? That are getting in there. She don't care. Mama don't care.
Mama's not scared.
But mama, what if I was a terrible meat-eating dinosaur? Then I'd make you a mountain of hamburgers, and I'd call you and I'd say, I love you, my sweet, terrible dinosaur. But mama, what if I were a swamp creature with slimy, smelly seaweed hanging from my body? There's a theme here, right? Like, you know, we're building on a theme. Then I would live by the swamp, and I would take care of you always. I'd tell you, I love you, my slimy swamp monster.
This art is really great, too.
Yeah, right? It's really fun. Yeah, legit. But mama, what if I was a green alien from Mars and I ate bugs instead of peanut butter? Then I would fill your lunchbox with spiders and ants and the tastiest bugs you ever had, and I'd pack a note with all the bugs that said, I love you, little greenie, bon appetit.
Little greenie.
Lane started saying that at lunchtime. She'd be like, I love you, greenie. And it took me like 2 days to figure out why. But mama, what if I was a one-eyed monster?
Ooh.
Yeah. Then I'd look you right into your one eye, and I would say, I love you, and I would sing to you until your droopy eyelid fell fast asleep. Big finish. I love you, mama. I love you, my wonderful child. Book good.
Solid. Beautiful.
Here's my thing. Ready? Here it is. This book is about how, as a parent, you would love your kid no matter what kind of monster they become. Which I could argue is the message behind the Giving Tree. Except the Giving Tree sucks, and this book is fun. So this is the same message. I love you no matter what. If you turn into a horrible monster, that won't stop me from loving you. But the Giving Tree is like showing examples of you being a horrible monster, and this is all hypothetical and fun. That's why I like it.
The tree is the child. The tree is supposed to be what the child gains the lesson from. You love unconditionally, and you love eternally. You give as much of yourself as you can to the world, and they will take and take.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you love truly.
Yeah, I don't have to like it.
Yeah, I know.
I don't disagree with you. I'm saying this book does a similar thing for me, and in a package that's much more.
It is very good. It is a book very good because I sort of like the sweetness of, I like the idea that like this is a message for us too. They're gonna be monsters.
And in fact, 5 minutes ago she was. 10 minutes before reading this book, your child was probably a monster of some kind.
Your nuts are still aching from when she stomped on them.
Right.
And you.
This is a reminder that you still love her. Bill. It's not going away, man.
I think this might be a big argument between us because I think that the book does give a message, and I think that if you look at it from the different perspective, that it's about loving. But
yeah, no, legit. I'm with you. I hate it. But like, I understand everything you're saying, and I think it's great, but I just don't like it.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know, there's a lot of ways to tell the same message.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's about what resonates with you. Like
that's true.
And some things, and it might be a personal to the reader or to the whatevs.
Whatever.
All right, let's get to your book bad. This is the main event. I'm excited about it.
Okay, so hey everybody, we all know this. Very, very old, very classic. This
Before
is
you start, I wanted to show you. I wanted to help you and show you that these. This is the state. Like every house with a child has 6 copies of Goodnight Moon in it.
You get gifted Goodnight Moon
Constantly.
because the previous generation thinks it's a good book for some reason.
Because it was the only book there was. It's like the Great War ended, and then Wise Brown was like, "I've got a story for you. Tell it to your youngins."
I'm gonna stop a little bit, but like mostly we can talk about it at the end because there's a lot going on. Okay, Goodnight Moon. I can read this without looking at it too. I've read this many times.
Just close your eyes and read it.
In the Great Korean Room, there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of the cow jumping over the moon. And there were 3 little bears sitting on chairs and 2 little kittens and a pair of mittens and a little toy house and a young mouse and a comb and a brush and a bowl full of mush and a quiet old lady who was whispering, hush. Goodnight room. Goodnight moon. Goodnight cow jumping over the moon. Goodnight light and the red balloon. Goodnight bears. Goodnight chairs. Goodnight kittens and goodnight mittens. Goodnight clocks and goodnight socks. Goodnight little house and goodnight mouse. Goodnight comb and goodnight brush. Goodnight nobody. Goodnight mush. And goodnight to the old lady whispering hush. Goodnight stars. Goodnight air. Goodnight noises everywhere. Look at this big ass room. It has a big ass room like this. And who chose to paint this big ass room green? Okay?
Yeah, okay.
The old lady's not here yet either. So the timeline is all very weird. Things appear and disappear.
Sure.
Here, there's mittens hanging from some sort of useless one clothesline. And then here, there's mittens and socks because they have to exist now.
Right.
Why is he eating dinner while he's grooming himself? I'm assuming the bowl full of mush is oatmeal or food.
No, it's just mush, man.
What is mush? What is mush?
It's I'm looking at my own copy because I can follow along. We can all follow along because we all have 6 copies of this.
We all have 6 copies of the book.
Page peed on a stick, and the stick turned into a copy of Goodnight Moon, and that's how we were pregnant. This was 1947, so this is 2 years after World War II. This might be the first children's book ever because there was a whole generation of new kids because it was the baby boom.
The baby boom.
And it was like, what do we read to these kids? Because it still has Depression era sensibilities. Let's not make every page color.
Right.
That would be expensive.
We need to save the ink.
We need to save the ink, and every other one will be printed on newspaper stock.
Right.
And green is very affordable, so we'll make this a big ass green room. Yeah.
The child has a fireplace in their room. Is this child alone? You know what this makes me think of every time I read it?
What's that?
Is the end scene from 2001 Space Odyssey, where he's alone in this massive room and he ages.
Mm-hmm.
He says goodnight to nobody.
Brian would like to say that the illustrations made it great. You can look at the item. So yeah, so it is kind of like a look over here. Where are the mittens? But Carly, nails it. It's a very important point here. Now, this bothers you on an existential level. Is that true?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it is the scariest. It reminds me of a David Lynch movie. Like comes out, it's like a scene, like you're like following the scene, you're like understanding, and then suddenly it cuts away into like this weird ethereal place, and you're saying goodnight to somebody who's not there, to nobody. It is horrible, and like the horror involved with Llama Llama Red Pajama is something that's like deeply childlike. You're like channeling something that's like internal from a child. This is like the horror and danger of the unknown known to adults.
Right.
This is where it's coming from for me.
Yeah. You might be in the minority in that, because I view it as like a cop-out page.
Sure.
But we talked about this once a long time ago, and you're like, nobody, just like the emptiness of the universe. And I was like, oh, no. I'm back on that Depression era sensibility that it'd be real cheap to print a page with nobody on it.
You might be more right than me, but it's also,
as we discussed, it's up to the reader.
Yeah, I mean, like, in 1947, when they were just trying to figure out what to do with all the money they had, like nowadays in this postmodern world, for me, saying goodnight to nobody seems like a horror movie.
Not super different though. Like we're in a time right now where I feel like it'd be hard to write a kid's book, because they would all be about how, I don't know, stay inside. Elmo says stay inside.
Did you see the Elmo?
We watched the one. I haven't watched the other one since.
Oh, is there another one?
I think they're just like doing New Sesame Streets from home now, which is great.
Yeah, but it brought me to tears.
Did it really?
Like legit, it makes me sad. Like when he's at this age now where we were starting to just like do things with her, and like cut that off for the next year. You know what I mean? Like just rob her of her first year, right?
Yeah, you'll get to do stuff. Like
I know,
but it's not. I know it's different. We're going to a 1-year-old's birthday party tomorrow, which is going to be us in a car honking the horn.
That's great.
Yeah, it is. It's great. It's great, except compared to every other first birthday party. Like our nephew's first birthday party is canceled. Like, stuff. And they don't know, right? If Lane woke up tomorrow and we gave her gifts and we're like, "It's your birthday," she'd be like, "Cool." She's lately started asking, "What time is it?" And I'm like, "For what? You don't know anything." Like, "Daddy, what time is it?" I'm like, 6. She's like, "Okay," and then changes nothing about her day. She just like goes on.
Oh man, I mean, for some reason, Goodnight Moon rubs me the wrong way, and there are a lot of other reasons. Like I don't. Despite what our friend Brian said, like I think the spreads like creep me out even more, because it's like a massive, so much massive space and like
big room.
Yeah, and like how finding everything is kind of cool, but like if like the proportions are very odd.
To be fair, it is the according to the first line of this book, it is the Great Green Room.
Where
it's a large room.
So this child lives in the ballroom of the house.
Well, I was going to say, it might not be about the kid having a fireplace in his room. This might be like a 1-bedroom wartime apartment in London.
Yeah.
This is the fireplace and also the laundry room and also the playroom and also where you sleep.
The moon is also strangely low in all of the windows. It's very ominous. It's like The Shining, like the Overlook Hotel,
Yes. Carly talks about the fact that apparently the moon, it rises. The moon does. As I'm flipping through, it does move. I mean, it moves. I don't know if it's to scale.
That is kind of book good to me. I feel like that's kind of interesting, but like the rest of the book, the details of the rest of the book creep me out though.
These are 2 pages of American classic literature.
It's Lynchian.
It's nothing. Goodnight mush. Goodnight nobody.
I mean, it's just like your other book, your book Bad, with the black page where who's somebody turned out the light.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Anna says the somebody who turned out the light in the first book is creepier than the nobody. that we say goodnight to. These are the debates. Who's worse? Who's scarier? The somebody or the nobody?
Somebody's always scarier than nobody. Well, I don't know. I get really sweaty during these because I get passionate and have been drinking tequila since
noon.
Noon.
That's okay. You can sweat.
It's Saturday.
Saturday. What else are we doing? You're not driving. I forgot how to drive.
Yeah, I pedal with my feet now.
I did go to do a grocery pickup, and I was like, "Whoa, the brakes are tighter than I remember on this car." It's been a minute.
Every time I start the car, I'm always like, "Is this what it sounds like?" Always.
Yeah. Hey, everyone listening or watching, start your cars. If you haven't driven your car in 4 weeks, let that thing run for a little bit. That's dad tips for you. Make sure that battery stays alive. Yeah, I don't know. Goodnight Moon insists on itself a little bit.
I thought it would be better, considering how many times people have like given it to us. Like we got 2 copies of it, and it's a classic, but it didn't evoke anything in my heart. And I think that might be the worst part about it. Is that like, unlike say, Goodnight, Stinky Face. What was that?
Yeah, I love you, Stinky Face.
I love you, Stinky Face.
I'm not going to say by who, but all 3 of these were gifts and like are signed. People like this book. People love this book.
But because it was like, it's the same reason why people like,
Entourage.
Yeah, they just got an HBO password and just started watching.
It might honestly, like, I do wonder if you having this book read to you flavors your opinion of it. Like, this was not a book of mine growing up.
No, same.
Because my mom thought it was stupid.
We gotta, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Come on.
Very sad.
You're sad?
No,
or it's sad.
It's sad.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be. It should live up to the hype a little bit more. It's a quintessential children's book.
It feels lonely. The kid's with nobody. The old lady just tells him to shut up.
The old lady, it's just an old lady. It's not like his old lady. It's not his grandma who is a rabbit. It's like also in this room is an old woman who's knitting something very diligently and telling you to shut the fuck up and go to sleep.
Like so much so that he says goodnight to. He's so lonesome that he says goodnight to nobody. That might be the saddest part.
Oh. Oh, now it's sad. Now I'm with you. We have a little bit of time.
Oh yeah.
I brought a surprise quick bite. This is not bad enough to be its own book bad. But I found this while looking for additional copies of Goodnight Moon that I knew I had, and this was in a box in the garage. It's perfect for little hands, which is important because it's not good narratively.
Is there a lot of texture?
It's perfect for little hands. That's it. No, okay. It's the front is, see that?
Yeah.
The front has some texture to it, and then the rest is just paper.
Paper book. Board book.
They're trying to sell it by the cover. They're judging this book by the cover. So this is a bonus book bad, real short, because we got the time. After a breakfast of yummy leaves, the ladybug went out for a walk.
Okay, already scientifically wrong. Ladybugs don't eat leaves, do they?
I don't know, but probably not. Also, what's happening here? These are all the bugs. Here we go. She walked through the forest and met many new friends along the way. Rammel, who's in the forest?
A panda, a turtle, and a toucan.
Correct. What continent is this forest on?
I don't know.
In what part of the world can you find?
With the panda, it's Asian, right?
You'd think, but that toucan says South America.
And the turtle
doesn't live in a forest.
I'm sure some turtles. I don't know.
I guess. I guess you're overthinking.
Oh, that's my baby.
Oh, in the comments. Oh, does that get to you? This is Rammel's actual kid.
This is my mother. This is my mother-in-law, Kathy. Hi, Ma.
Okay, so this book is 4 pages long, so I'm gonna do a quick recap because we stopped. So we had breakfast and we went for a walk, and then we met every animal to ever exist in the forest. And then the toucan and butterflies have wings, so they can fly way up high. Is this a ladybug? Ladybugs can fly, right?
Absolutely.
So
Ladybugs are known to fly.
So there's that. Okay.
Is the ladybug sad about this or jealous?
Just a fact. These are just a fact. This is just so you know, the toucan and butterflies have wings, so they can fly up high. And I'll remind you, this is apparently great for little hands because it's flat as a board. The turtle crawls close to the ground, just like the ladybug.
Okay, the ladybug can fly, 100%. They don't know anything about ladybugs because I'm pretty sure ladybugs eat aphids.
Ooh, that's legit. That sounded like science right there.
Yeah, which is something I've always known but had to Google just now.
Good. That's what you should be doing. Whenever you're in the second seat, you should be Googling frantically the shit that we're talking about, so that you can come up with the science to back us up.
Science.
Here's the thing that my problem is though. What happened to any sort of perspective? This is the biggest ladybug or smallest turtle I've ever seen in my life, and I'll remind you. That feels about right, I guess. Maybe not.
I mean, they're pretty close in size there too.
But this is wrong.
Yeah, this is very wrong.
That's a tiny ass turtle or a massive, massive ladybug. Thanks to a new friend, the ladybug has a great ride all the way home.
Okay, ladybugs can fly. Yeah.
And now we also are in Africa. Because a giraffe showed up. The end.
Look for these other books from Fisher-Price. Hungry Monkey
and Jungle King. Who the fuck knows who lives in the jungle, according to Fisher-Price? It's everyone.
Who could be the king of the jungle?
Welcome to the jungle. Have you met the polar bear?
I want to read Hungry Monkey. Sure, that's a good one. Oh.
This might be the problem. Yeah, this book is perfect for little hands, but I have adult hands, and therefore
I'm able to enjoy this book. My hands are too far away, so I can't.
Also, like, you would read this to your child at such a young age, where the only person absorbing the information is you. So after one read, it goes in a bin in the garage, like this one did.
Right.
Because I'm like, I'm not gonna read this to you.
Because this is so far beyond into the realm of nonsense that it doesn't register to me. We can all live together.
Handle that.
What do you mean by this, Mom?
I get it. It's like she's talking about like emotions.
I see.
But false. Because 3 of these animals would be dead if they lived in the same climate as the other 3. It's time to get real. You can't just put a giraffe and a panda and a toucan in the same jungle forest.
Let's see if I've got a spare book bed, but I think we've run out of time.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? We got through that quick. We didn't do the deep dive like we did last week.
Yeah. I'm not super angry about Goodnight Moon like you are about Giving Tree.
No, and you don't have to be like a book bad, and that was my thing with the Boynton book. It's like I'm not upset about this book.
Yeah,
it's just dumb.
I mean, this book makes me uncomfortable. Like I don't know what category that would be under.
Yeah, and Goodnight Moon doesn't offend me. Like this is the thing. We have two categories: book good, book bad.
Bad.
And so there's books that are good because they like teach a lesson to our daughter that we
elicit strong emotion.
right, like how to be a person or how to convey something that I can't convey. And then there's good books that are like this is just a fun book to say. Like it's funny to read to you, you know, like the Day the Crayons Quit. Do you have that one?
Yeah, that's good.
It's great. It's probably too long for this, but like it's great. It's fun to read. And like it's about nothing, but it's fun.
Like Hooray for Birds last week. That was pretty good.
Where you're like, it's fun.
Run around, pretend to be a bird.
So there's a lot of categories of good and there's a lot of categories of bad. And some of them are like fundamentally soul-suckingly bad. And others just don't rhyme.
And some of them were made after World War II. And they were
some of them were made by Great Depression era adults who were like, in the one room that you're in, you enjoy your mush and go night-night. Don't forget to say goodnight to nobody. And if you're good, maybe we'll afford color for every other page. Well, I think we're both out of drinks, and it's about time. This was great fun, sir.
It was a pleasure.
And I will see you next week.